And we're running it back after disastrous mono red, terrible vomit, puke worthy shitstorm of a draft. Um, let's try and do something else. Um, in this pack, there's a Power 9 card, so I'm probably going to take the Power 9 card. Other things that I would hope to table include Lion's Eye Diamond and pretty much nothing else. The Scrubland, the decks I like to draft don't usually use white very often. They only typically use white for Mirari's Wake, if we can get a hold of that. But even then, that's a bit of a stretch. So we'll just take Mox Jet as solid, powerful card. Can go in just any deck really, and let's see what we get past. Ruiner of Legacy, true name Nemesis, but it's just like a random dude here. It's not amazing. There's Metalworker, which goes pretty tastily with our Mox Jet, and Strip Mine, which is a very powerful card. Metalworker is probably too powerful to table, but maybe, I don't know, people might feel like it's too. I don't know if you should take it. Like a lot of the powerful. I've never had this card be bad when I've drafted it. So because you draft with it in mind and do some broken stuff. So let's try and do some broken stuff. And then we go Thran Dynamo seems pretty good. There's also Chrome Mox, Vindicate, Brain Freeze. It's a Storm card that I've got a very ridiculous punch on for drafting Storm, but I'm going to take Thran Dynamo. Chrome Mox is pretty good, but I think I like Thran Dynamo slightly better, especially if we're going to Metalwork, because we can play out Thran Dynamo and then cast Metalworker off it. It's like a minor reason. We might even table all as dust and be mono brown, which would be pretty sweet. Let's see what we got. Oh, hello, right. And this as well, I guess, if it tables, but just snapping off the Sundering Titan, that seems pretty good. There's also a Show and Tell, which I doubt it'll table, but mono blue artifacts is something I really like drafting in cubes where it's possible. So I'm going to have a shot at it. Let's take Sundering Titan, and let's take Inkwell Leviathan, and just go big, random, dumb artifacts and see what happens. Well, this deck looks pretty sweet. It's got a lot of powerful stuff in it. A lot of acceleration. I find mana acceleration in the Holiday Cube to be super important, because there's a lot of access to it, and if you don't have it, you're just playing a few turns. It's like your opponent's got free time walks on you, so it's not where we want to be particularly. We've already snapped off a blue card, so that makes Jace quite attractive. Porcelain Legionnaire, although it's an artifact, that's pretty dorky. It's just a 3/1 first striker, not amazing. There's Mirari's Wake, which is okay in the Storm deck. I prefer to have Heartbeat just because it's 2 mana cheaper, and it doesn't require you to have white card like white lands in your deck. And there's Nullrod, which would completely hose this deck. So I'm good, but it usually tables, and we can. In my experience, it's never taken very early because a lot of people want to play with their Moxes and their broken cards. So we can possibly just draft it later on once it goes round. But we'll take Jace and be reasonably happy. Oh, there's a Tezzeret. Tezzeret's pretty tasty in the artifact heavy deck, and the only problem being that we need to go into a second colour, which I think is okay, but not amazing. Whereas we could potentially take Memory Jar, and Memory Jar is really powerful, especially if you're doing combo type things, and you can get it out really fast, empty your hand with Metalworkers and stuff. Tezzeret's decent, but it's quite fair. I like Tezzeret a lot. Alan Hunt will probably be shouting at me for passing it, but I'm going to take Memory Jar. There's nothing really for us in this pack. There's Manriki Gusari, which is good against equipment, and then there's Great Gargadon, which It's a good card. I guess we could take Greater Gargadon on the in the hopes of being some sort of possibly like a mana acceleration wildfire type deck. That would be pretty sweet. I don't know if it's any good. Certainly like a higher quality pick than Manriki Gusari, which is at best a sideboard card, and not a great sideboard card at that. Like I started off stating, Lion's Eye Diamond tabled, but we're not in the archetype for it. It's good with Welder if we can get if that Welder comes back, but I think we're more suited to having the Mind Stone. And oh well, there's an Into the Royal. There's Nev's Disc. Nev's Disc not great in this deck because it blows up all your pieces that you have on the battlefield, which isn't amazing. It's a good card against us. I think I'm going to plunk for Steam Fence or Into the Royal, but I think Into the Royal is just a bit average, whereas you can never have enough good fiction in Cube. And it's like Goblin Vandal, which is pants, and as I've stated previously in this draft series, it's got the ugliest magic art I've seen in quite some time. I think I'm just going to take the Sphinx of Dwaril and see what happens. This was the pack, I think, with the Goblin Welder and such in it. There's nothing great for us here. Nightscape Familiar is really good in the Storm deck. Dahlia is really good against the Storm deck. Falkenrath Aristocrat's a bizarre card. And I'll just take the Apocryphite. And like these two always seem to be in the same pack together. Like I don't know what's up with that, but we'll just kick what Corridor, kick 10th Street because don't want anyone. Oh, and the last pick, Vesuvian Shapeshifter. That's so bizarre. That like probably shouldn't happen, but this card's really good. But there it is. It's happened. At the moment, I'm reasonably happy with how that pack went. And let's go on to the next one. The cards that kind of stick out to me are Ulamog, because Eldrazi are absolutely insane in this cube. There's Ancestral Visions, which I've not actually been super impressed with. It's usually a very high pick for me in cube because I really like blue, but it's a bit too slow. The games aren't that like that slow and grindy. They're usually quite fast and dependent on your opening hand. So I think the card that we're going to take is Mishra's Workshop, which is pretty insane if we just get more artifacts and we just prioritise artifacts. I know it's still a bit of a speculative pick here, but there's a lot that we can do with it, hopefully. So let's take that and we'll see where we go from here. There's an Orzhov Signet, Precursor Golem, and Ancestral Recall, which I'm going to take and hope to wheel one of these nice artifacts. The rest of these cards I'm largely indifferent about, but yeah, Recall pretty solid. Getting a second, I don't really understand why, but we got a second. This pack there's not a great deal of stuff. There's Riffling Cloudscape, which is okay. It's not amazing. Memory Lapse, which is again okay, not amazing. That's just going to be the refrain for this pack. It's really going to come down to personal preference. I think Riffling Cloudscape's a bit middle of the road, and it's decent, but it's not super good. Whereas Memory Lapse is probably the same thing, but I just prefer having counter spells. Just in general. Oh, there's a Time Spiral in this one. Time Spiral is a pretty good card. Our deck's looking very combo-y so far. There's a lot we can do. I guess we're not getting a great amount of artifacts this pack so far. Possibly someone downstream of us took the and is passing to us this time took the Welder, and they've kind of went in on an artifact strategy, or maybe they're just not being opened. But I'm a massive fan of Time Spiral in this cube. I think it's simply phenomenal, and yeah, I'll take that and see what happens. this one we've got Pentaprism, decent enough. It's not great with Mishra's Workshop, or if we like kind of stay on this monocoloured route. There's Trinket Mage, which is okay at the moment. It only gets his Mox Jet, which I mean is a good thing to fetch, but it's not compelling enough for me to take it. So I think I'll just take the Pentaprism and have more artifacts, more artifact acceleration. And in this pack there's like some good mono blue cards, some good mono red cards, and a Soar and a Force of Will. I really like Soar of Temptation. I think it's really powerful. But if we're going to be doing compo-y stuff, like we hopefully are, like having Force and a decent amount of blue cards means that we can protect ourselves. And yeah, I'll just take Force. I'll talk myself into it. There's not much in this pack. It's just pretty meh. I might just take Old Man of the Sea, just to cut blue, and there's not great amounts of stuff in here. Like Old Man of the Sea's okay. It's like a sideboard card. And after that, there's again, it's mostly just you can see there's what doesn't get taken in a cube like this. There's a lot of removal. Like Swords to Plowshares in a regular cube, which is more creature heavy, would be taken a lot higher than this, but not very exciting. I think I'll just take the Pyroclasm as a hedge, because we've got this. I guess we can have both Ancestrals. That seems that's not terrible. Passing the Torch Fiend, which is awesome against our deck, but it's all just a sort of a load of, it's like a red deck soup, and no one seems to be particularly picking them up, unlike last draft. There's a Simic Ghost Chamber, I guess, and Abyss, which is pretty good if we're doing the artifact creature thing. Maybe I'll just take the Abyss kind of speculatively. It's a powerful card. It's a bit slow, but it's not something I'd be terribly unhappy to play. Okay, this pack's just a load of red deck stuff, so I'll just hate a Jackal Pup. Hide some stuff, and probably hate this Sphinx. I don't particularly want to play it. This is probably a Moloku. Real soft spot for Moloku. Really big fan of it. So kick some more mono red stuff. Where was this last draft? Like seriously, I guess we were. I don't know what the other person opened that put them into this like aggressive red deck, considering we got Vortex and Shrine in that draft. But there you go. I think we've got like a better mono red deck almost in our sideboard than we had in our last draft. Right. Oh, Vidalcan Shackles. Solid, fits both our themes where we're heavy blue and we're heavy artifacts. Not like it's a really good card, but and I guess it fits into both our themes, so I'm pretty happy to take it. Yeah, sure, why not? Like I can't really complain. We got past we got past the Tolarian Academy. I was looking at Emrakul and getting quite excited, but getting past the Tolarian Academy, and there's a control magic in this pack and a Sword of Feast and Famine. I think Emrakul might actually be the most powerful card in this cube, just purely because there's lots of decks that can cast it, and when you cast it, you just win the game. Like the majority of the time, there's lots of ways to cheat it into play. But yeah, Tolarian Academy is pretty insane. And we've got a time spiral, like we can untap it. It'd be pretty nice to get maybe more high end artifact stuff, maybe a Tinker. That might be a bit much to ask for, but be really lovely. So let's see what we can get. There is an Elspeth Knight Errant, which is entirely fair card. We've got I guess we get some creatures to like sword up. This is probably the second best or first best sword in limited, just because it presents so fast a clock. Um, I'll just take the sword, and we'll see where we go. I quite like the swords, but I tend not to. They tend not to be good in the decks I draft. But there's a Muldrifter here, and not much reason to pass anything else. We could take the Signet, but because we've got the artifact theme going on. But I just like Muldrifter a bit too much, possibly. Can't help but draft it. So now you're in Modal that you can't move their stuff around to where it's actually going to sit. Like Vesuvian Shapeshifter is a 3-drop, it's not a 5-drop. And like Force of Will doesn't cost anything, so it should probably be over here somewhere. So our card's like a little bit better than what it looks, but not much. Mishra's Workshop's maybe not great here, but Metamorph, pretty solid. Frostbite, not so much. We could take like a Vampiric Tutor or like a Slaughter Pact or something, but I like Metamorph, especially considering we've got a lot of artifacts, a decent amount of creatures, and there's a lot of utility. We can cast it off of Mishra's Workshop, which is pretty cool. Dream Halls is a weird card. We've got like a heavy artifact theme, so we can't really utilize it very much, and our opponent can use it, which is something to always bear in mind. But I think we just take the Preordain and be reasonably happy. There's like a Mishra's Work Factory and a Dust Bowl here as well, but I like Preordain. I like drawing cards, and we are kind of combo-y. We do want to set up like ramping out a ton of mana, I guess, with Sundering Titan and Inkwell to finish the game, and being a single colour with Sundering Titan is pretty nice. A lot of the decks that you see, like the pros or people on Channel Fireball draft, they've got like especially Conley Woods, like four colour Sundering Titan decks and stuff, which is like Conley knows what he's doing. He's a much better Magic player than me, but fucking hell. There's not a great deal here. There is Heartbeat, which it pains me to pass, so I'm vaguely tempted just to take it, because we've got Time Spiral and we could maybe do something with that, but it's pretty unlikely. But there's nothing else really here. It's either that or take a Necromancy or Chandra. Like Chandra's pretty decent. I guess we do have a small amount of red fixing, or Rift Bolt is a random removal spell, but Chandra's pretty good, so I'll just take Chandra. And more big fatties, I guess, like take the Frost Titan and his disconcertingly large phallus. Like now that I've brought it to your attention, you can't look away. Just take this, whatever. Like random finisher. Oh, Remand, that's pretty nice. Sulfuric Vortex, tabling is heartbreaking for other people. I'm not like super into the red deck or anything like that, but I like the Remand here, and I guess there's decent cards here for it being so late, like Reanimate particularly, and then some mid-rangey red shit. But just take Flame Tongue, and maybe we can splash it, bring it in against other like a creature heavy deck or something. Serendipity free. Academy Runes is possibly like a consideration. We don't have stuff that blows itself up except for Memory Jar, and we're probably not going to play Wildfire or Shieldred, so just take Academy Runes. It's a good card to have on the sideboard. Just Kagras Natural Order, because I've had Natural Order in this cube before and it's been really sweet. Rift Bolt, that's like a sideboardable card against an aggressive deck. And right, let's see how this shakes out. Add all our artifacts and card draw, like some random stuff. Pentad Prism might get cut, or maybe we can like. I'm not super happy with Pentad Prism being in the deck, but there's a lot of cards that I am quite happy to have, like Vesuvian Shapeshifter, especially because we can cast it off of Metal Worker mana, Love Maloku, Sundering Titan's really good, Inkmill's really good, Force seems okay here. And that's 23 with a Mox. Without Jace Beleren, so we probably want to play Jace Beleren and cut this Pentad Prism, which leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 artifacts, which is probably pretty decent for Metalworker. Seems like an okay number, and probably because we've got the sword, I wouldn't mind sticking like jamming a random creature in. So probably Serendib, the free, either that or Old Man of the Sea. This costs a bit too much mana. I don't know if we can play Mishra's Workshop with so few artifacts, but we're definitely playing the Clarion Academy. And then I guess we'll play Academy Runes just because why not? I don't know about this, like whether we should play it or not. It gives us some like potentially nut straws for like make this on turn 2 and this on turn 3. But I think the downside of it, like just like being a land that does for nothing is too much to consider adding it to our deck. So let's just add 14 islands and be done, and hopefully we can get some like actual wins this time with this deck. Right, well, see you in round 1.